Hey guys, it's Stacy here. Welcome to my channel, Life's a Project. So today's project, I wanted to make a beaded garland with a tassel, and I make one for fall, but stick around to the end of this video and I share with you how I made one for Christmas time as well. Now, some of the supplies in this project for today I already had on hand, but some things like this beaded garland and also this pumpkin I purchased from Hobby Lobby, 40 or 50% off, a really great deal. And then I also purchased some of this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I really love the colors, and so that's the project for today, guys. Let's get to it. So like I said, it's such a great deal, this beaded garland from Hobby Lobby. These wooden beads are so beautiful, and you just get enough that you can do this project a couple of different ways. Like I said, I'll do one for fall and then one for Christmas time. So I just take this strand of beads, cut it in half, and I have enough to save back for my second project. So I've now just separated my beads into 3 piles. This first one here, I just want to keep the regular, bead color, the brown, and then I want to paint the other 2 little piles. The first is green, just some green paint I already had, and then this orange paint. This is just, green and orange acrylic paint, and then I also have some cashew paint. This is Waverly chalk paint, again, that I already had, and I'm just going to use that to kind of lighten up the green and the orange color. So I'm going to start by mixing up some of this orange paint and the cashew, just a little drop of the cashew, just to lighten it up a tad and to get it more of the color that I want. Now, once that is done, the best way to paint beads and to keep them kind of from sticking together or from touching a surface is to use some floral foam that you can get at the Dollar Tree and some of these wooden skewers. You just take the wooden skewer, that pointy end, and put it right into the floral foam, and then you can start by painting your beads and just sliding them up on to the skewer so that, again, they don't touch a surface, or you can keep them kind of spread apart so they don't touch each other until they are fully dried. So I have all of my orange beads painted. I'll just let them dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and paint the green ones. So just going to mix up some of this green acrylic paint with a little drop again of the cashew. Just mix that all together. Now I found that it was just so much easier just to hold the bead. It was a little more messy this way, just to hold the bead and just paint it instead of trying to paint it on the skewer. It just kept moving around, and so I just going to go ahead and get my skewer into the foam, paint up my green beads, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So now all of my beads are painted, but they're not fully dried yet, so I will use the help of my Wagner Heat Gun that I love and finish drying these beads. And then once they're dry, I can just go ahead and then just push them right off the skewer and they'll be ready to use. So now that I have my beads painted and dried, I want to string on my pumpkin. Now this pumpkin here, I just love it. You can dress this up in so many ways or just keep it plain, and you don't have to use a large kind of decorative ornament piece like this. You can use something much smaller or just make another tassel for the other end and just leave it plain. It's just whatever you want to do. Now I just cut a long piece of jute twine, and then I am going to kind of put it in half, so I want it to be extra long, and I'm just gonna easily attach this pumpkin by just running the jute twine through the hole at the top of the pumpkin, and then I just get 2 ends of the jute twine, make them the same length, and then I can start stringing on my beads. Now I want to do that in a pattern. I want to start with the orange bead and then add 2 of the plain unpainted wooden beads, and then put on a green bead, and then go back to 2 more wooden beads. So you see that I'm kind of alternating that color, and by using some of the wooden beads, it just makes it so much easier not having to paint all of the beads. It just makes for a quicker process, and I really love the way that it looks. Now a little trick to stringing beads, because once you string so many of the beads, the ends of the string, or the twine in this case, start to get frayed and it gets a little harder. So if you take some, tape, I'm just using some of this painter's tape that I already have. You can use other types of tape, and then I just wrap it around the ends and then kind of twist it, and then it's much easier to fit the ends of the string through the holes, and you can do it over and over again, and it makes the process much quicker. So I'm finished stringing my beads, and I just love the color combination. I think it looks so pretty. Now I can go ahead and cut the tape off the end. I'm not going to need that. And so now I can go ahead and work on making my ribbon tassel to tie on to the end. So I'm starting with this beautiful bright ribbon from the Dollar Tree in white, orange, and yellow. Such a beautiful combination, reminds me of candy corn. Now I'm starting with the white one. I want to cut it to the length that I want. I will be folding it in half, and so I want to make sure that I don't cut it too short. I want to think about how long I want my tassel, so if I cut it too short, I'll just have to work with that, but you can always trim the ends of the tassel if you make it too long. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the white one to size, and then cut the orange and the yellow ribbon the same size. So now I'm just going to keep on cutting strips of my ribbon. The more ribbon that you use, the more strips you use, the thicker or more full your tassel is going to be. So now I have all my ribbon cut, and I just kind of layered it up, starting with the orange, then the white, then the yellow, orange, white, yellow, so that the color is evenly dispersed in the tassel. And then I fold the ribbon in half, and then where it makes a loop at the top around my finger, that is where I want to tie on the ribbon to my beaded garland. And then I just tie a few knots in the center of the ribbon a few times so that nothing comes loose, and then I just go ahead and cut off the excess with my scissors. And then I just fold the ribbon back over, and I cut a separate piece of some jute twine, and then I just tie it off around the ribbon at the top, and I keep one piece of, or one end of the twine longer than the other, and once I tie it in a knot, I take that long piece of the twine and just wrap it around several times over and over again to make it look like a nice to finished decorative look. And when I'm finished wrapping it around however many times that I think looks nice, then I just tie the end off and cut off any excess. And I do think my tassel's a little long, so I'm going to cut some of this ribbon to the size that I like, and I'm just going to do that with my scissors. So I'm loving the way this ribbon tassel is looking. I love the mix of colors. Now the ribbon can start to fray over time, so to help that out and keep that from happening, you can take just a simple lighter and just kind of heat up those ends, kind of burn the ends, and that will keep it from fraying and keep it looking really nice for a very long time. So guys, here it is, my fall beaded garland with a tassel. I just love the way that it turned out. Just simple but beautiful. It'll add a nice touch to my fall home decor. And you can really just put it up on a shelf or down on a table, coffee table. Here I just have it on a table with a table runner, just really simple. Now it would also look good with kind of a centerpiece like I have here, just propped against this vase for my fall floral arrangement that I shared with you in a past project video. And that looks really nice too. Now this pumpkin, I could dress it up, add my initial with some stickers or vinyl lettering. I could add the word blessed or thankful, just so many ways to dress it up. And then here's the one that I made for Christmas time. I gave this one a Christmas theme, painted the beads, but did them in different colors, the green, red, and white, kept some of them just the plain wooden color. And I also finished off the end with a beautiful tassel with jute twine and the two different colors of yarn, the green and the red. I think that turned out so pretty. And I shared with you in a past project video, if you'd like to check it out, how to make a yarn tassel. And that technique is what I used to make this tassel, and I just tied it to the end. And the tassel, I think, gives it that kind of cozy, kind of rustic Christmas. And then to make my own little kind of dangly ornament for the other end, I just used some things that I already had. I had some of these pine cones that I just kind of brushed the ends with some white paint to kind of give it that snowy look to it. And then I hot glued some jute twine to make little loops to 3 of my pine cones. And then that way I can kind of string them onto some jute twine with 3 of these little rustic white looking bells, and then I can just tie that to the other end of the beaded garland. Now to finish off the look, I just decided to take some of this Dollar Tree red ribbon that I had and tie on a red bow, dovetailed those ends, and also kind of burn the ends with a lighter to keep them from fraying. So guys, that's it for this video. I love this project. I hope you do too. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I hope you will subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!